Westwood One presents Heart, Off the Record with Mary Turner, brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Heart, Off the Record.
It's really amazing because from day one in Heart, we've always had some kind of problem, whether it be internal or external. And now, for the first time, we have no problems, it's like, uh-oh, things are too good.
It's weird.
This is too strange.
Really weird.
Too good.
And it's like we socialize, we're each other's friends,
We go bowling together.
We bowl a lot.
yeah, have dinner, bowl.
It's true.
We sake down sometimes on the road.
Yeah,
And,
sake down.
It's really amazing. The feeling in the band is real. It's like I always dreamed I'd like to have it in a band, before I was in one.
It does. It feels like a real band. It feels like a club you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever you go, the club is still there for you, You could be in, Zimbabwe or wherever it is. Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. I'd like to go to Zimbabwe.
Walking in
five.
fives.
Club,
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. It feels real good.
Ann Wilson, Nancy Wilson, and Howard Leese, 3 charter members of Heart. I'm Mary Turner, and for the next hour I'll be talking with them about the 1984 edition of the band, Heart, Off the Record. Keith Richards says you can't have a great rock and roll band without a great rhythm section. Over the years, we've heard Paul and Ringo, Wyman and Watts, Fleetwood and McVie, Entwistle and Moon, and Andes and Carmassi. That's Mark Andes and Denny Carmassi, Heart's rhythm section.
Howie found them.
Tell us, Howie.
I found these 2 guys. They were just sort of on Wilshire Boulevard. No.
Santa Monica.
Well, we knew Mark from Firefall because Firefall used to tour with Heart, and we were in Japan together and stuff. And Mark and I used to hang out by the pool in Japan, being the only 2 blonde men within 1,000 miles. And so,
Yeah, and all the girls in the band, like me and Nancy, and our wardrobe woman used to stand back and go, yeah. So we all knew Mark.
yeah, so we knew Mark from Firefall. And then I just met Denny last year. I was doing an album here for Randy Meisner, and Denny was the drummer on that. And I really liked working with him. So when the time came that we needed a drummer, I knew he was the guy. He's the man for the job.
Yeah.
Like, the job was made for him.
No kidding.
And so we made a conscious effort to change things and open a new page in the ongoing saga here, So with the 2 new guys, and we have a new producer, and it's fairly different sounding for us. It's a lot crunchier than most of our stuff, a lot chewier.
Jagger, Townsend, and a guitar named Gary, coming up next on Heart, Off the Record. I'm Mary Turner. No one should ever accuse Heart of being blasé or jaded. Sure, they've had a half a dozen platinum albums, but these guys are still die-hard rock and roll fans. They get just as excited as everybody else in the audience, maybe even more excited. Take the time they toured with the Rolling Stones.
Oh, yeah, that's right in there. Stones aren't bad. I like them a lot. Yeah, that was really a whole different plane. Like, when we used to open for people, we never opened for anybody like that before. And it was pretty fun. It was like...
We opened for Rod Stewart.
Yeah, but I mean,
exciting at
still,
the time.
like,
Stones.
the Stones,
We opened for the Who.
the bloody Stones.
And the Who.
And it was great because we thought, maybe we can walk by their dressing room and look in and see them. And then we came off stage this one day, and we're changing clothes, and
Half undressed.
half undressed behind the wardrobe cases, and our wardrobe woman comes in and goes, Aunt Nancy Jagger's here. So he's here. So we go, oh my God, my hair. And you have this girlish idea that when you see when Mick Jagger sees you, you're gonna be like
Ready.
okay,
Right.
ready's the word.
So you're all sweaty.
So we're all sweaty, we're barefoot,
Nick,
and
baby, sweetheart.
just our makeup's all running down. Oh, hi. And we met him, and he was really nice.
He's really, really
just,
nice.
Just trotted into the dressing room to meet us and was real nice. Just a normal type guy. Now, that was just one afternoon, I'm not basing anything on that.
No, but it's a real honor to play with those
That was
guys.
his daytime self, anyway.
And he was
goes down.
he was taller than I
wondered.
thought too, which I really liked because I'm 5'7", and I meet all these rock stars, and they come up to my shoulder and I go, oh, And he was like, I was looking eye level at him, you know, or more. And I went, yay!
We've met almost everybody. You know, it's just certain people that are just
Haven't
larger
met
than life.
the remaining Beatles yet.
No.
Or the rest of the Stones.
But I don't know if we could handle that.
I don't really,
I don't think we could actually handle it.
We hung out with Townsend this year. Carols.
Yeah, we got to meet Pete. That was
Yeah,
fun.
he was
Incredible.
fantastic. What a brilliant
He was so
guy.
great, you know. He was in his rolled up jeans and bare ankles and his little sneakers, you know, smoking a mint beanie and just like, just the
his
coolest,
great
most
hairdo.
relaxed guy.
He talked to us for like an hour. Yeah, his dude was happy.
Great.
He talked to
was
us for like an
inspiring.
hour right before they went on stage. You know, usually right before you go on stage, like you're getting ready or something. But he spent the whole time just sitting talking with us. He's running around the dressing room getting wine
his
for
drinks
us
and
Yeah.
personally.
What
I
do you
mean,
have?
Not not going. Oh, yeah, some wine, yeah. You know. It was just fabulous, and he gets talking. And if you let him talk for about 10 minutes, he'll get mad about
He gets
something.
really,
And he'll get angry about
was
something
great.
before you know he's just pissed off.
he's the consummate
fantastic.
angry young man still.
Still, yeah. It's fabulous.
You don't even have to say anything, you
You
know.
just let him go for a while.
Hey Pete, what do you think about Vietnam or something? You know, he just
Don't ask.
works himself up.
Yeah.
It's great.
Great.
You've been on the road for a long time, but you look like you know how to do it. How do you manage to stay so healthy when you're on tour?
That's a tough thing, though, is to stay healthy on the road.
We first left home in '76, and we haven't been home since. But to back up Dream Glow Dandy, and like every year it's just like a hamster running on a wheel, you know. I don't mean to make it sound so
It's not
so
that
depressing,
bad.
you know, or nihilistic or anything.
No, playing is always the
Great,
real
yeah.
high thing, and it is probably the healthiest thing we get to do too. Is go exercise in a big smoke-filled room.
Really work out, yeah. You're really taking a lot of smoke.
Breathe that air.
No, but like you really get really hot on stage. You really kind of glow a lot, and you really work out. You know, you really run around and really pump and sing and play, are active, and that's great. But the rest of it, you just cart it around, you know, from place to place.
Yeah. Get in the bus, get in the van, get in the room, get in this hall, get in the bus, get in the plane, get in the room.
Get on the stage.
The first year
time
we
we
quote, made it, we did a whole United States tour right out of clubs, and we started doing concerts that were just added on the spot. And then we went to Europe and did a whirlwind European tour in the worst conditions. And
Yeah.
around the 9th month of this, you know, it was like, what? You know, I was just a zombie and physically just kind of totally worn out.
Yeah, pretty fragile.
Yeah. I don't know how you did it.
Well, I don't either, really. But
Lots of chicken and hamburger.
well, over there, there's no hamburger, and the chicken is hard to get over there. No, I think I just probably had a stronger constitution or something. I don't know, you know.
I didn't
picked
have a
up above
coat in Europe, and I just got really sick because we didn't have time to even go buy ourselves a warm coat
Well, who had any money?
or money, and so it was like, hey, let's go to Stonehenge in the freezing rain, Nance. You know?
Sure, that'd be great for a photo
Okay.
session.
But I don't have a coat. Oh, that's
come on,
okay. I
Nance.
just run around a lot, you know. So things like that. I was kind of dumb.
God, we have this one picture taken at Stonehenge at that photo session where Nance was really sick, and it's raining. And we're all posed on the rocks, you know, like these druids. And Nance just looks like she's just tormented, you know. I mean, you can see in her face, you know, she's going,
Well, I
help me! And you can see rain sort of on the lens, you know.
kind of like E.T. You know, at that point, it was like, home.
You've said that most of your songs are drawn from real life. What about blue guitar? Is that a real life experience?
Yeah,
I'd say so.
It's very true to life. It's kind of a realism thing,
Based on fact.
which is to kind of disclose some of the magic that happens. Again, it's not that realistic, but it's as realistic as what we went through, you know.
And a lot of groups go.
Anne was the one, though, that had the idea. Like, I had the story for the song, but Anne had the idea to change it from a guy to a girl. And this, of course, worked so well because then the guitar becomes the guy in the story, which is just so great. It was the last turn that the story really needed to become more than the same old story, you know.
Yeah, the classic
Yeah, the classic
guy
guy
playing
in the band
Lucille, you know,
with a guitar.
the girl
Yeah.
playing Gary.
My guitar's name is Gary.
Dawn.
My guitar bomb.
God, who would name their guitar Gary?
Ron.
Maybe I will. That's pretty good.
Do you think that you're still role models for a lot of young rockers? I remember around the time that Baby Lestrange came out, you were getting a lot of letters from kids and bands. Is that still happening?
I think so, because
Yeah.
we see a lot. We get a lot of fan mail and read it all, you know. And they send pictures of themselves to us with, well, here's my Baby Lestrange get up, you know. And like
Yeah,
they'll
you should
dye
see
their
some of them.
hair,
They're
one
real
blonde,
good.
one
They really
brunette.
do it.
Yeah.
There are a couple
And
girls.
they'll really fashion themselves, just like the album cover or one of the pictures.
I even met two girls once, and they were hanging around trying to meet us at the hotel this last year. Who
I met them
looked,
too.
and they were dressed like these two. One was blonde, one was brunette.
One
The
had
brunette
black
sang,
suit,
the
one had
blonde
white
played
suit.
guitar, had a little band. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, like I live in town in Seattle, and I get a lot of kids when I forget and leave my gate open. I get kids that come up to the door, really a lot. Mostly girls, and some guys, but mostly girls. And they're all just like, their eyes are like saucers, you know, and they always have some kind of get up on that is reminiscent of one of our phases. And it's poignant in a way almost, you know, like I don't know what to do. I don't know how to
Start a new
relate.
trend.
Yeah, really quick, start new trend.
Quick.
But they're really
Yeah.
sweet about it. I mean, they really take it to, I was going to say take it to heart.
Can't say
They
that.
take it to
now.
their souls, you know. It kind of got to the point, though, like after we went through
was
certain
really
phase
great.
and then gypsy phase and then kind of oriental phase and then like once,
Yeah, right.
and then one year we all turned to each other and said, what's it going to be this
What
year?
now?
Like football players, you know, boxers maybe. And like we thought, well, we kind of, I think, lost interest
it was
in
Baby
being
Lestrange.
unified with clothes,
Yeah.
you know.
Then it was Baby Lestrange, and we
Yeah.
decided something kind of wild and continental, you know, which leaves the sky's the limit
We
on
can't
that.
pin down
Well,
as
that gypsy thing, I think, came from at the time we were working incessantly on the road, and we sort of felt like a gypsy
Yeah,
band
right.
because our caravan would pull into town, we'd set up our
Exactly.
tent and do our big show,
Yeah.
and then book off to the next town the next day, and nobody'd know who was that masked band, you know.
God, I can remember that whole tour. The whole tour was in the summer. I went barefoot the whole tour.
Yeah, it was a real.
And it was amazing when I remember it because I wore like no shoes and little ankle bracelet of bells that Nance made for me
I
all
used to
year.
string bells too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some
And
bells
like it
here.
was like
And string beads and stuff.
walking in all these dirt parking lots, you know, and got real tough feet and backstage in these coliseums and all this stuff. It
The
was
limo
really-
opens.
yeah.
A barefoot.
A barefoot.
appears. I've been getting some, like for my birthday, I got some incredible cards from some of our fans. I got one from a girl in Japan. That was all, the envelope and all the paper and everything were all handmade and all drawn. And then this guy sent me one. It was so beautiful. I thought it must have been from a girl, and I read the whole thing. When I finally got to the bottom, and it was a man's name. I was
Dawn.
shocked. Well, it was just gorgeous. I mean, just
Wow.
everything was handmade and hand cut. And he had done a drawing of one of my guitars, one of my Firebirds. That was
Great.
impeccable. Drawing. It must have taken him like 3-4
Hours,
days.
Oh,
Put it
days.
together. Anyway, well, I was impressed.
36 frets on it.
No, that's nice. You know, people spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
We get a lot of great stuff from our fans.
I have this one fan, about a 14-year-old girl here in LA, and I get 3 or 4 letters a week from her. She's always me
Each day.
each day. Sometimes she sends me and says, I love you like 5,000 times. Pages of it.
Oh my God, that's funny. I got one just the other day that was like written on school, like ruled paper, like she was doing it in class, and she'd filled up 2 sheets of paper, both sides, with
must
"I
have-
love heart, I love heart," just like every line. It was like hundreds and hundreds of.
Probably
And there's
her.
her teacher going, "Yes, and
Dee Dee, I'm sorry."
let's trace the Rhine River here," you know. And she's going, "I love heart, I love heart,"
Sounds familiar.
and
Like
a
something
lot
I would
of
have done.
stuff from guys in prison. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
really a lot of stuff
Really
from
a
guys in
lot.
prison that go, "Yeah, you know, why don't you send us some pictures your foxy selves to a couple of scooter bums here in the joint. You know? And you
Yeah,
go,
great
oh, yeah.
slang.
I mean,
I love
it's
the
touching,
slang.
you know. It really is. Except, what's not touching is when you come home and you find some guy camped out on your porch with a campfire lit on your, your lawn or something.
Yeah.
I think it'd be hip to like totally hit bottom, and then make $1 million again. Like,
Bottom out.
those guys who they make millions and lose them. I've made millions and lost them. That'd be
Yeah.
glamorous, like to
It'd be real
make millions and
philosophical.
then lose it all.
We actually
and
kind of already went through that last
make it
year.
big again,
enough
and
as
then
it is.
lose it all again,
Not again. Oh, please.
We'll be right back with a look at Heart in 1994, Off the Record. Heart takes a look at life in the Lizard Lounge. Next, Off the Record. On just about all of your albums, there's the name of Sue Ennis. I know she's a friend of yours, but why has she remained such a mystery woman for all these years?
She doesn't like to be in the public eye. She prefers to be, she wants her anonymity. She just wants to give her lyrics, or, if we like them, we can use them. If we don't, then never mind.
She has some good musical ideas, too.
Yeah. She actually is responsible for a lot of parts that people don't know she's responsible for.
So she's not only a lyricist.
Yeah, she's a musician.
She has a
as
lot
well.
of great concepts for songs, too.
Like, Jealousy was her idea. Sleep Alone was her idea. A few others. But in songwriting, like getting the chords, the lyrics, and the melodies, which is like a little pod over here, and then you take the pod to the band, and then it blooms,
Yeah.
So, but she really doesn't want to get famous. She's the only person I know probably who doesn't want to be famous. It's pretty refreshing.
Was that a motivation for y'all? Fame?
Oh, glory, yeah. Not money. Like for me, I
glory.
can't speak for these guys,
like
but
that.
for me it was glory. It was just being loved,
I don't know. I think I could live without being famous.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What happens for all you aspiring musicians? You get famous first. Get famous, and then if you're lucky, you get rich. You get famous first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if fame doesn't wreck you, then you have a chance of surviving.
I didn't really expect us to get famous. I was kind of ready to become a guitar teacher or something. But I wanted to, because ever since the Beatles came out when I was, 4th grade or something, it was always my dream to do whatever was the most like the Beatles possible, And in my mind then, it was fame. Of course, in my mind now, sometimes I would swap it, of course, for being just kind of normal, which would be nice sometimes.
Just
but
plain Nance.
just plain old me,
Good old man.
Sounds like an episode from Leave It to Beaver, but but it's true, It's something you don't really bargain for when you play a broom in front of the mirror when you're 12 years old.
I have one final question for each of you. Where do you think you'll be in 10 years?
Good, Nance.
Well, no, I see myself definitely still doing music. I'm not real sure I'll be on the road in 10 years because, at some point, there's got to be change and there's got to be a life of your own. And I don't know what that really means. I don't know if that boils down to a family or what, but I sort of doubt it, though. But as it is right now, the best thing is to worry about right now and just do this. So that's what we're doing, I guess. Trying to kind of stay abreast of what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm scared. I'm scared of 10 years from now. I don't even want to think about it, actually, to be truthful. But I'll still make music, for sure.
I really don't see myself being in a rock and roll band 10 years from now. I don't even know if I'll still be in the music business. I imagine I'll still be in music, but I don't know if I'll want to do it for a living. Hopefully I won't need to do it for a living or to do anything for a living.
He wants to retire, folks.
To be a farmer?
No, I don't want to be a farmer. I'd rather be like a scientist or an archaeologist or just an art collector.
I don't know, Howie. It's a vicious racket.
Yeah.
Art collecting. I don't know.
It is.
It is.
It's a dirty rattle.
10 years now.
Well, I don't want to be presumptuous or anything, but in 10 years, I sort of see myself as the Carole King of the 90s,
Whoa.
I'd like to get married and I'd like to have a family, but I'd like to continue writing songs for myself to sing or for other people. And I can see like getting in the station wagon, taking the kids to school and then going to the studio, you know, or like I'd like to have enough money.
Plastic hassle, man.
Yeah, I know it sounds like a plastic hassle, doesn't it?
I'm sorry.
But like I'd like to incorporate music into a real life, you know, rather than being in a band. The way bands are at this moment in time is very, it can be very unreal and hard to have a real ordinary life, you know. And I've never had one. I'd like to have one in 10 years.
Yeah.
We probably
But,
won't say the same thing in 10 years anyway. They
Yeah.
finally ask us, we go, I was kidding. No,
I was just kidding.
We're just
You know, we're
trying
playing the Holiday Inn down here. Come down and see us.
Yeah.
Art, Off the Record with Mary Turner, has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. This special program was written and produced by Marcia Richardson. Production and engineering by Bill Levy. Off the Record with Mary Turner is a presentation of the Westwood One Radio Network. Executive producer, Norm Pattis.